TC better get square in the screen.
we gotta do some quick adjustments. Welcome back, everyone, to Veteran Nation. We are live again this week, and as with me, as always, is my acclaimed co-host, also the host of Minnesota Black Robe Regiment, TC.
Acclaimed.
And I threw in a plug for you.
You did, yeah. I do have to say something with all respect to the colonels, in fact, all of you officers. What we saw at the end of Council of Colonels, with the lack of communication and confusion about whether or not there was going to be another video or a wrap up, describes the entirety of my military career. What the colonels needed was an E4 in there telling them what to do while they all tried to execute what needed to be done. And it would have gotten done a lot sooner.
Much of the military.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
And we've been
Which
flagged
is
for
exactly
copyright
how
content.
we all felt at every change of command.
So much of the military is sitting around waiting for the word. And we've just carried that right over into our show.
We have. And hey, Mike, I'm celebrating an anniversary today.
Oh, yes. I did say happy anniversary to you.
You did, and I went.
So tell us about the anniversary.
That's exactly how it looks on. That's exactly how it looks on YouTube when you do that. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Oh,
Captain?
Tell us about it, so everyone knows.
About my anniversary. Oh yeah, it was 3 years ago today. I launched my show. Did a really awkward single take video on my GoPro and put it up on my channel, and headed out to go do man on the street interviews at a reopened Minnesota protest out in front of the Minnesota governor's mansion. And from that day forward has euphemistically been known as a Commissar Walls of the People's State of Marxisota. And launched my channel and effectively destroyed my life is what I did. That's what.
This is a very destructive lifestyle. I don't know. This is a little bit topical. I don't know if you happen to watch.
You haven't. You get followers. I lose careers.
Oh, we're also now getting tips to our tip line at Veteran Nation at protonmail.com, which if you're watching on YouTube, I've got in the bottom scroll. But yeah, I received some anonymous emails this week. I've had people for a while kind of telling me things about just different stuff, and normally it leads to guests and stuff, but now we're actually getting to the point where we're doing stories and exclusives. So I've got some stuff going, and I'll tease a little bit. Is there a cult running 29 Palms? Make sure you sub, and you'll find out.
Yes, folks, you should be subscribing to the channel. You should be liking the channel. You should be commenting on the channel. You should be sharing the channel. And if you're a hate watcher, do all of those things. It still drives up in the algorithm. And if you're watching on New Right Network, we appreciate that. Mike and I met through Twitter, and started out doing our show recorded and putting it out directly to NRN. And then Mike met Juan, who is our esteemed host. Juan, say hi. Okay, Juan's waving, everyone. That's fine. It's okay if Juan's not on. It's okay if Juan's not on camera. He has a face for radio.
He's texting his lawyer right now.
Oh, but yeah. So then we went dual networks.
Mm-hmm.
So we're on New Right Network, and we're also on Right America Media .tv and the Facebook groups and all of that. And as always, folks, we want to remind you that Veteran Nation is a nonprofit production.
We are.
Now, technically, legally, we are nonprofit. Before, it was just lack of talent. Um,
We still
dot
don't have
live.
talent,
Oh,
but now it's official.
ramtv.live. Excuse me. Yeah, but ramtv.live. Right America Media has some pretty big sponsors, and one of those you like to sleep on, and that would be My Pillow, which
From
was
TC's
founded
home
by
in
a fellow
Minnesota.
Minnesotan. Yeah, in Minnesota, it was founded by a fellow Minnesotan, and that would be Mike Lindell,
Mm-hmm.
and he does sponsor Right America Media. Skipper, you know something about the discount code on that?
Oh yeah, if you want a My Pillow, you can always go there and use discount code RAM and get a discount on your My Pillow. I might do that this week. Get me a My Pillow.
I wouldn't know what to do if I had a good pillow.
My dog will sleep on it. That's what happens with My Pillows.
So, we have a guest coming in tonight, and I know that you hunted this. I'm excited for this because it's not very often that I get another enlisted person on with me. So don't be surprised if we push you off to the side, Skipper. But it's funny
So
because you said one of the things you'd like to talk about is retention and recruiting numbers, which is actually the very first time that we ever had a conversation. Was on my channel, and we
mhm.
talked about recruitment and retention, and that was 2 years ago now.
I'm still very
So,
upset that you heavily edited that and took out all of my rants about eugenics and. No, I'm joking.
oh no, I would have left all that in, and I would have looked like the normal one. Not hard to do with the Marine Corps officer sitting in the room, though. So,
And our guest, Laura Maguire, she's been on the show before, but I think she was only on like a month or two before you joined the show. So it's good to have her back. I always valued her opinion, and there she is. Hi, Laura.
hello, Laura.
Everyone.
Well, just so you know, Laura, this is an audio and video show, so you're gonna have to speak.
Okie dokie.
Oh.
That's where we bring out the interesting things in people.
How did you two meet, Skipper? You're gonna have to tell us that story, and then I'll ask Laura to tell us the
Oh,
truth.
Lord, that's a good one.
We were stationed together. We did a deployment in Afghanistan together. So she has seen the height of my leadership abilities and been disappointed.
Oh,
That's like
no, you were a great captain.
That's like climbing to the heights of the sea level of Louisiana down in New Orleans is what that's like. It's
No, she was actually one of those people who
Yeah, we
could
had
absolutely get stuff done.
which is why they deployed her with you.
So I was in the 8, and the skipper was in the S4, and we were right down the hole from each other. Everyone's shenanigans, you could hear it down the hallway. It was coming from my office, it was coming from his office. But there was always someone farting, belching, yelling jokes down the hallway. Lori running at us.
It was very much like MASH, if you've ever watched the movie.
You were Klinger?
Oh,
I don't know which one I would be. Whatever one was the one who was the least serious, that was probably me.
Klinger.
He wasn't in the movie though. He was in the show, and I know this. Okay, interesting fact. Do you want to know how I know this?
I'm just wanting you to be Klinger is all.
Well, do you want to know what's similar about me and Corporal Klinger?
Oh, no, what's that, Radar?
We both come from the exact same hometown, Toledo, Ohio.
No way.
Yep.
You know that
That's
Klinger's
pretty
not
cool.
real, right?
He's not, but Jamie Farr, the actor who played him, was also from Toledo. So they wrote that in because of him.
It's typecasting.
But I do think he did his best work as Sheikh Falafel in the Cannonball Run series.
Oh, that was actually it was an interesting show.
That's but yeah,
So
Laura and I, we've done some.
Skipper, you said you wanted to talk about retention and recruitment. So
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, yeah. So the story is, and I don't know if Juan has the graphic on it, but we now for 2 years in a row, the military has widely missed its recruiting goals, and people are speculating as to why that is.
what, Skipper? What are people
Hmm.
speculating? What's their?
Hmm.
Well, actually, before you say, Laura, what do you think? What are your speculations? Why is the military missing its recruiting goals?
I think the culture impacts significantly on our recruiting efforts and basically the morale within the troops.
So you think
Or with
the
my time,
active duty soldiers, airmen, marine, sailors are kind of reporting to their civilian counterparts and saying, don't come in.
it's
I mean, I tell people all the time, do not enlist at all. You got kids, don't let them enlist.
Only
But I haven't
17%
been active for a long time.
of only 17% of our youth between the ages of 16 and 25 say that they would happily serve for their country. So it's a very small pool they have to pick from.
that's just absolutely dumbfounding that we don't
Do you
have
think
our youth is proud of their country, want to serve their country.
though that it's I don't want to upset Laura, but I'll do it anyway.
No, no,
Do you think
I'm hard.
do you think it's do you think it comes down to and Laura, we're having a little bit of mic issues with you, so are you using a laptop?
I am.
Yeah, when you get closer it's good, but when you're sitting back, uh, when you sit back there's a little bit more static and it cuts out more. And so if you turn
Okay.
your head at all, we lose you. But when you sit closer, that's more intimidating, which is what I expect from a gunny.
You're gonna get a close up of this mug.
Oh, well, I look at Skipper every Tuesday, so I will. You know what? In fact, leave Skipper's mic
Well, I
on and
feel
just take him
sorry
off
for
screen.
I'm trying to get a boom mic over to her.
you. Pass it over.
Uh,
I gotta
do you
headset.
do either of you and Juan, since you're sitting there in the producer's box, and I just want everybody to recognize too that we refer to Juan by name. We don't just call him producer like some shows. But do you either of you think, or maybe do you think that part of the reason why the idea of serving their country is become a low motivator, a low motivational aspect for anybody who might consider joining the military is because we're war weary and it just doesn't feel like we're actually serving our country or serving the republic anymore when you look at they're now confirmed troops on the ground in Ukraine, potential of putting more troops, and I mean all it's going to take is any kind of escalation, and we already know that Ukraine is planning a counteroffensive into Crimea. They've started it. They've started to creep closer.
They
When
leave
they
at
start taking big
1700 hours.
losses, when they when they take some big losses, which they're going to, um, we're committed to this. We've got the sunk cost fallacy thing going on. We've this far in. There's no way we're pulling out now. And Biden just promised to put troops in Sudan. So, it, it, looking at as a vet and as as a kind of a paleo conservative, paleo libertarian type, I'm like, that's not serving your country. That's putting your life on the line for a lot of people who don't benefit us at all, and it doesn't. And I think when I talk to people, that's what I'm hearing is, am I really defending the republic? Am I really? I mean, kids these days wouldn't use that terminology unless they grew up in my house, but um, but that's really how they're thinking. They're like, it's not worth the college money. It's not worth putting my life on the line to know I'm going to be sent off somewhere else to fight someone else's war. And I think that's, to
I
me,
also
that's what I'm
feel like
seeing.
that it's the uncertainty.
Say that again, Laura.
The uncertainty. There's a lot of decided behind it, and you just want to know that your kids are going to be safe if they join the military. That they're fighting for the right thing. They're not going to die senselessly for things that a political leader is doing. Another, just really unsure.
I caught some of that, and so what I hear you saying is that a lot of parents are having some reticence as far as even encouraging their kids, especially veterans, uh, to put their youth, their kids into that situation. Is that kind of what you were saying?
Yes.
Okay. Don't move. You're right. You're perfect right there. That yes came out perfectly clear. Don't move, Gunny.
And TC,
All right, I'm close.
I approach it from a different thing because I am officially woke, and I look at this as a good thing
Means.
because it means that there's going to be less straight white males in our military.
Ladies and gentlemen, the views of Mike, Skipper Arthur do not necessarily reflect the views of Right American Media, New Right Network, or anybody that's sane and logical.
All complaints can be sent to veterannation@protonmail.com.
Or you could send your complaints to him on Twitter because, well, Twitter's had enough of them too. So
I can't get complaints. I'm off Twitter. They've thrown me. I am banned. I'm 86th. I am gone. I'm trying to think. I think Elon said, "Don't come around here no more," quoting Tom Petty.
do you think that with the numbers being what they are recruitment wise, missing targets, and remember last year they lowered their numbers midway through the recruiting time frame and said, well, what we're going to do is, since we know you're going to miss them, we're going to lower it to see if you can hit it, and they still missed it. And which to me is just what you would expect from a lot of recruiters. Yeah, which the recruiters are like, oh, we don't have to go to the high school and get laughed at anymore. So, do you think that with the hostility creeping in to the world more, and the American military being put on notice that they're going to be deploying and doing more and more and more, that we're looking at potential reactivation of a draft if this keeps up like this?
Sounds like a possibility.
Skipper?
I think not only is that a possibility, I am pulling up my CCR records, getting ready to play Fortunate Son, because we're also going to probably be getting more involved in more foreign entanglements based upon the current administration.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree.
And Sudan has
especially coming into an election year.
Sudan has so much strategic importance to us in the area of the, I'm checking my notes here, the Sahara. They don't call us for...
Yeah. Well, but I get what you're getting at, but when you think about the big push in the U.S. right now to push everybody into electric vehicles, it makes perfect sense that we would want to establish a foothold in a place like Sudan with the cobalt mining that goes on in Africa.
We're keeping
So-
those children employed.
Right? Keep them in mind.
See, I'm an optimist. I'm taking the optimistic route on all of this. You and your doom and gloom.
Like, it's so bad the producer got up and walked out of his studio.
He's
He
like,
literally got up and
throw it
walked
up. We're done.
So what's a retired gunny do?
Well, I was going to go to school, but come to find out, 22 years earlier, I had a really low GPA. So I couldn't go to college until I took additional courses and got my GPA up. So I decided I wasn't going to do that.
What were you trying
Right
to
now,
go to
I'm
school
an
for?
artist. Well, I wanted to get my CBRN certifications redone again, and then
Your
go
what
into the civilian
certifications?
district.
I heard certifications, but
Hazmat,
hazmat.
hazmat.
She was nuclear radiological. That was her job.
When you want to go into that,
I did.
but now
I'm
you've
not gonna
decided
go
to,
look
now
again.
you decided to do something more dangerous and less lucrative. You're an artist.
Yes, yes. So
Do you have
I
both your
paint, I
ears?
sculpt, make jewelry.
Do you have both your ears though?
Absolutely stress free.
Oh, okay. So you're selling your art then if it's stress free.
I am not as well as I would like, but it's getting sold.
Can I point out right now that Bob Ross was also a retired E7
Was he really?
from the
He
Air
was,
Force?
God, I
yeah.
love
Yes.
Bob Ross.
And
Oh, I
didn't-
got his
and we-
book, that Afro.
he didn't make mistakes, just happy accidents.
Happy accidents. A happy little tree right here.
You know, God bless Bob Ross. He's a prime example of what happens when you do a little bit too much acid in country. That's what that's what or join the Air Force.
I got
knew
one
that
of
shit
the
one.
people in my community.
You don't want people to what?
I've got one of those people in my community. She had a little too much acid in the 60s.
It's a fine line, you know, between just the right amount and a little bit too much, and you know.
I just want to say I do live out here in the desert of California, and there's hippies everywhere. I don't know if any of my stuff has ever been spiked, but it would make sense.
You don't get to blame your bad sense of humor on hippies spiking any of your stuff.
I gotta
Laura,
blame
do
it
you
on
know what he
something.
does to me sometimes? You know what he does to me sometimes?
Uh-oh.
He likes
does
to
he
come
do?
up with these elevator pitches for TV shows that are going to go nowhere, and then I have to be the straight man and listen to it. I bet he's
What's
got.
his
I guarantee you, he's got one ready right now off the top of his head. I guarantee it.
I
Right,
did. Go ahead. I did have some written down, so I'll let me look here. Okay, here we go. So Ted McGinley, he joins as a magistrate of a VA court while Suzanne Summers runs a VA hospital of quirky veterans. It's MASH meets Night Court. It's called Alpha Foxtrot.
Oh, my.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
You put a little bit of
No!
thought into that one.
No!
I think that's a winner. I've got another one here.
Emphasis on a little bit.
I've got another one here.
I missed the original Night Court.
Yeah, the new one just doesn't have it. It lost its quirkiness. But I think you'll like this next idea for a TV show that I have. Former boxer,
I
played
bet
by
we will.
Josh Hutcherson, moves into his single dad brother's house, who's played by Charlie Day, to help raise the kids and learn much more lessons of life that come on the chin. It's called Life Hits Hard.
Oh man, Mike, you're awesome.
You know, the nice thing about having a sponsor like My Pillow is that Juan is able to afford a sound effects board, and I'm glad he's using it because
I want one of those in my house.
you want a crying baby for your house.
No, I want a sound effects board. You can keep the baby.
You could train your cats to push down the little things like I'm seeing people do with their dogs and cats, where when they want to say they want outside, they press the little button.
This is why I was slightly distracted.
And you guys
Oh,
make,
don't worry. At some point, Conspiracy Kitty will make an appearance on Mike's camera.
yeah, he's laying on my bed at the moment.
Oh, that's right. You still got the kitty.
Oh yeah, and
This one was trying to walk on my laptop.
we're not talking about any conspiracies right now. That's why he's not interested in the show. Now, the moment that I mentioned that the CIA, and this is real, the CIA had 2 of the 9/11 hijackers on their payroll, that he's starting to take notice.
Well, that's not a conspiracy. That's just
That's a fact.
just the truth. That's a fact.
But you guys make fun of my ideas for these shows, but one of these days, one of these shows is going to be like, they'll steal my idea. We'll be watching TV and you'll be like, oh my God, you've got the Leonardo DiCaprio meme of
Mike
him
was
going,
talking
ooh.
about that.
You'll be like, that was Mike's idea.
No.
You can always
that
talk
will
about
not happen.
aliens.
Oh my gosh, no. You didn't. Oh no.
I am trying to go to the Life
jeez.
in the Desert. It's a conference that they do.
Did I just open up a can of worms?
You did. You have no idea what you've done, Gunny.
Oh, TC knows how much I love the old Art Bell stuff. And yeah, Contact in the Desert.
I do
applied
too. I just don't need it. Oh no. See,
I've applied for press passes already.
Are you going to go to Area 51?
Again?
Are you going to go to Area 51?
no,
Yeah.
that's what he meant. Again.
Again?
You've been there?
I go to Vegas all the time. It's not that far, Groom Lake. But you can't get in. You can get right up to where they tell you, hey, beyond this, it's monitored. And that's when you start seeing the drones above.
Or you think they're drones.
Oh, they could be spaceship.
Did you guys see the video of the private pilot that happened to catch video of what he calls a UFO? It's like the
Yes.
yeah. See, Laura knows what. Yeah, it's.
I didn't see this.
I mean, if I was going to see something compelling, what I saw in that video was pretty darn compelling. I mean, I don't deny UFOs. I believe that they're unidentified flying objects, and we don't know what they are. But this thing whipped by, and it was apparent to me. It was apparently not photoshopped or edited in any way, because the prop of the plane was captured perfectly as if it were actual video from inside the plane. And you know how when you're taking video from what's we're, we
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Juan, did you lose us all?
Oh, there you
Can
go.
can you hear us,
You went-
Juan?
went blank.
I can hear us all, but it's a black screen. It's like we're in the dark. So who wants to tell a scary story? Ah,
Oh, there we go. Cover your eyes.
Yeah, so from inside the cabin of the plane, the video, the way it's shot, has the prop looking still, so it doesn't have that artificial where you can't see the prop or you see the prop spinning at an incredibly high rate of speed. The prop looks still, which tells me it lends credence to the legitimacy of the video. Um,
It
so
definitely looked real.
yeah, Juan, if you can find it, I don't even know where to begin to look for it, but it's one of the most recent ones. So
the truth is out
yeah,
there.
I don't.
.net. Oh my
No, God! No, God, please, no!
Please no.
I mean, that was perfect. It was
I apologize.
unintentional, but perfect.
It's not, I don't know what's going on with my computer.
Aliens. That's what, or the CIA.
They got
There we go.
Wait till he sends the one out where the aliens actually get. Here we go. Is this the one where they get out? No. Folks, I stopped and got this tonight because I wanted to celebrate. I haven't bought any alcohol at home for a while, and I was celebrating my 3-year anniversary, and now it's turned into nursing my wounds.
You're like, my God, I'm still doing this Veteran Nation show.
Well, I just keep coming back because nobody wants you to be on by yourself, and Juan keeps every season. Juan keeps stringing me along, telling me I'm going to have my own show at some point on RAM. So
One of these days,
Well,
Dave
I do
Smith will.
want to say that
But-
being on camera is very nerve wracking.
oh gosh, no. Like you could just sit there and be quiet and do better than we do.
Mike knows. I talk all the time. I don't shut up. But I'm drawing blanks.
It's different.
today.
It's different, isn't it? There we go. Great.
No,
So the gray alien's got his butt right in Mike and Laura's face. That's amazing. I love it. Oh, get him away from me. That's no, Mike.
Oh wait, the probe goes the other way. Got it.
Allegedly.
There was one other story I wanted to talk about.
This is how I wanted to celebrate my anniversary. This is wonderful.
There was one other story that I'd sent you, TC, that I wanted to talk about. You know, we're and this is very appropriate because we have Laura on. We're in a place of equal opportunity, and this is the first time I've ever heard of this, but a female commander is now under investigation over alleged sexual assaults of male subordinates, pattern of harassment. And I, for one, say, finally.
it's happened before. Just men are less likely to report.
Apparently, she was trying to kiss
You hear me?
several of her male subordinates and even had grabbed one's genitalia over the clothes. The only thing I don't like about the story is she's still in command, whereas if it were a man, most times they just remove them from command immediately while the investigation
Immediately.
or send them. They give
Absolutely.
them on special
She should be
duty.
removed. Yeah.
Or they leave them in
She should
command
have
and
been
then
removed.
the accuser ends up dead.
So yeah, that was
There, I brought it.
That escalated.
military.com. So if you're interested in the story, that was the one, and it just struck me. I was like, oh, you don't hear about this one every day. Okay, let's talk about this one. Was never any of the things I was investigated for.
Nope. Me neither.
Allegedly.
Instead, I would get weird stuff like, did you really take your Marines to a dance class for PT? And I was like, yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, that's.
I had a
I would do it.
female company. I had a female company commander in Germany who thought it would be a good idea to 3 days out of the week have us do aerobics.
Jazzercise, please. It's jazzercise. Jazz.
Yeah, well, no, it was, but
Jazz.
it was yes, it was, yes, exactly. It was.
I don't know. We did
And
yoga twice. That was painful.
I just wanted to run. I just like, let's get through the push-ups and the sit-ups. Can we please go run? That's all. I just wanted to. That's all I wanted to do is run.
When I got out, they were just starting to do Zumba for group PT.
Oh.
Siri, are you're joking?
I wish I was.
So if the Marines are doing Zumba for PT, what's that leave the Air Force?
I don't think
Ballet?
Juan wants to come on camera and answer.
Pillow fights.
That's how you know, though, that we're starting to get equality when we're seeing the complaints now on both sides. Nobody happy, everybody miserable. We're there, people. We made it.
Everyone's pissed.
Uh-oh, we got TC thinking.
No, TC sneezing.
Oh, okay. But yeah, those are the big stories. Other things that are happening right now. We're finally starting to see the type of losses Bud Light actually incurred over their stuff, which, they fired their people.
Yeah, well, yeah. Look, a bad idea is a bad idea is a bad idea. We've all made them, or made bad decisions, had bad ideas. But I think when you insult your base and turn the product over to a very small, minute percentage of people to make up for the people who drive your 13% market share. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but 13% market share on with a light beer. Bud Light alone was 13% of the market share of the beer sales in the United States. And you alienate your base, which of course are college-age frat boys. Emphasis on boys in that situation.
And Marines in the barracks.
And quite frankly, if you're drinking Bud Light, you're already 3/4 of the way to being Dylan Mulvaney the way it is. But when we're not in negotiations with Budweiser at all, are we, Juan? No. Okay, good.
I will happily wear a dress if they want to sponsor this show.
Nice.
Please, God, no. No, God, no.
He wore silkies in Afghanistan.
I did do that, yes. I also wore a banana costume in
Got those
Afghanistan.
cheeky hats. You did.
But
Weren't you Santa
anyway,
too?
No, John was Santa. I was the banana, and then Gunny Fegan was the Grinch.
That was so appropriate.
I'll bring those pictures to the show. When I have you on next time, I'll bring those pictures.
You have to, please.
I'm sick that day. And Juan, I'm using PTO for that show. when when you alienate your base, which is that frat boy, and then you call them out and say they're so fratty or whatever the terminology was, you're gonna take a market share hit, and you should kind of expect repercussions. And I'm not a big fan of boycotting because it's really just the conservative version of cancel culture. But if it works, I guess. But uh, what I'm more interested in is the situation with Tucker Carlson
Mm,
and the parting of ways between Carlson and Fox News, and the fact that I think what are they? They're at the last I checked, it was a almost $1 billion profit hit in 24 hours.
hmm
It was over 900 million, and most of that's coming from. My understanding is coming from the loss of marketing and subscriptions to Fox Nation, and that should tell you something. Because Tucker was that voice on Fox. I haven't, Skipper and Juan. I'm not. I haven't watched Fox at all for years. When I do, it is ultimately just for Tucker because Tucker's pushing against the narrative of even the alleged right. He's not afraid to ask hard questions. And what I'm hearing, the scuttle that I'm hearing, because I move in certain circles, but what I'm
Insider
hearing is
information.
that it's insider information, marginally inside. Is that it really ultimately kind of came down to the fact that he cost Fox this lawsuit basically is some of the rumor.
Allegedly.
And yes, allegedly. And that they felt backed into a corner where they settled because Dominion, for lack of better terminology, had him dead to rights. But I
Allegedly.
don't think they understood. I don't think they understood what they had coming their way when they made that decision to can him
Allegedly.
like that. Yes, allegedly. But also to allegedly lose Dan Bongino in the same week.
I wouldn't be surprised if part of the settlement was uh, to get rid of certain individuals on the network. Would not
Oh,
be
I
surprised.
agree 100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would say it was Carlson. I don't think it was Bongino more than Carl. I think it was Carlson for sure.
But they've cleared a way to give Dave Smith a show. They'll never do that.
No, no, no. Like Dave and Spike Cohen are lucky to get on with Kennedy, and I think those days are coming to an end, like real quick. And by Kennedy, I mean the former VJ, who I may or may not have had a crush on when she was on MTV.
I actually like Kennedy, and I'm like you, I don't watch Fox, but if they gave Kennedy like a big show, I would probably watch it.
She does have a big show.
Not in prime time.
She does. Her show on Fox Business is outperforms pretty much everything else.
Well, it's Fox Business. It's the low bar again. We're talking the low bar.
No, the low bar are the Fox affiliate networks. That's the low bar. I mean, Simpsons still.
Keep beating that dead horse.
I mean,
Their crystal ball works though. Simpsons Simpsons predicted it.
yeah. There's pretty much everything that you could ask to know about ahead of time has happened because of and I blame it right on them. So
Maybe
There's a
our
lot of conspiracy theories with The Simpsons. Quite a few of their episodes and their predictions came.
yeah,
maybe
I watched
our
the whole hour on it. It's insane.
maybe our viewers can look through some Simpsons episodes and see if they predicted Fox firing Tucker Carlson.
I'm waiting for the conspiracy theories to pop up with the new Beavis and Butthead release. You know, so now that their show is back.
I'm kind of excited about that.
You haven't seen any of the new episodes yet because they have not
No,
changed. They have not changed. Everything you loved about them and everything you hated about them, all right there, except it's on Comedy Central instead of MTV. So I remember the very
All right.
first episode of Beavis and Butthead, and it was on 120 minutes. Or was it Liquid Television? No,
Liquid.
120 minutes Liquid Television. Yeah.
Wow. You just dated yourself.
Oh, sweetheart, you have no idea how old I really am. I make Skipper look like a kid.
Oh, you guys are good. No
Juan,
insult for anybody.
Juan is slightly older than me, though.
Juan?
He's our expert on Puerto Rican affairs.
So Eric Swalwell is hanging out in Puerto Rico now.
Well, I don't know if Juan is also.
Oh,
that's
a very obscure reference, and if you don't know, you don't know.
And speaking of trending topics right now, I don't know if Juan has joined John Leguizamo in the boycott of the Super Mario Brothers movie, but so far John's doing a good job. It's made $1 billion, and
Are you kidding me? That garbage made $1 billion?
$1 billion. It's at just shy of $1 billion, and it hasn't even opened up in Japan yet. So it's going to make $1 billion in a half.
That is stupid.
Well,
why would they remake it? It was bad enough they made a movie out in the first place, and then they remade it.
Well, this one's animated, and it's very much a kids movie. It's
the
not.
First one should have been a kids movie.
It hasn't gone the Disney route. There's no homosexual makeout scenes. There's no transgendered points in it. Josh Gad is not in it, so of course a lot of Hollywood hates it. But it's proving to be successful. Illumination made it. It's the same group that did the Minions, so they're pretty much taking Disney's market share, and that's why Disney had to lay off Nate Silver today.
Who's Nate Silver?
Nate Silver is the Democrat pollster, the guy who he takes all the polls and pushes them out. And
I know what a pollster is. I'm asking who Nate Silver is.
Yeah, he's a very famous pollster He's primarily Democrat. He started a site called 538, which was the 538 delegates that you need to win that vote on the presidency.
Oh, okay.
So
I think about.
We got some footage.
No, we don't. We're not. No, I refuse. I think about.
All right, let's go. Oh my God. Okay.
That Skipper going on base every day.
I've got the videos to prove it.
It actually looks pretty good.
I think about some of the stuff that's happening, and it's like with Disney laying off this individual. And all I have to say is the reason Disney had to lay this guy off is because the last 3 episodes of The Mandalorian of this season blew chunks. They were. I had so much hope. There was all these themes, and there have been these themes through these shows, these spinoffs, where it's been very much about resisting tyranny, very much about liberty, very much about individual, personal, natural rights. The theme has been there, It has been there. And then all of a sudden they brought Jack Black on 3 episodes ago. You know, it was the third from the end of the season with this gargantuan beast of a thing goes by the name of Lizzo, and all I could think of is it's short for Thunder Lizard. And they bring this thing on, and it's some sort of weird homage to direct democracy, and even then Christopher Lloyd's character had the chance to really bring it in and tell us about why we shouldn't be so dependent on technology to do things for us, and they still blew it. Done. And that's why the Democrat pollster got laid off. Is they're literally trying to cut dead weight everywhere they possibly can because people are like, I'm done. I'm over it. And the guy who worked at the Disney World, or was it Disneyland, lightsaber shop, like, just let that sink in, folks. They have a shop just for lightsabers.
I know exactly where you're going with
Was
this.
arrested on like 450 million felony counts of upskirt videos.
Yeah,
It was just an
in Disney
atrocious
World.
number. This guy is never getting out of prison. No, wait. If it's California, he'll probably get out of jail tomorrow. No
And
bail, no
reparations.
bond, and then be awarded Person of the Year.
Brave and stunning.
I've liked The Mandalorian
Brave and
for
stunning,
a
yes.
couple seasons, but this season, it very quickly became Womandalorian, which I was not expecting, and just a lot of decisions that it's like, okay, like people want Grogu. That's what people want.
Well, but Star Wars has been kind of that way, even since the 70s, where there have always been strong female leads. You know, let's just be honest. Princess Leia in the gold lame bikini on Jabba's barge. Yes, that was for us, but that was I mean, she choked Jabba to death. We're all on board. Like, we'd all like to be choked by Princess Leia in that bikini. Let's just be.
Perfect timing.
He should have just said
It's
"spit in my
true.
mouth" at some point.
But so they've always had strong female characters in Star Wars. Lucas had no issue with that. But I'm sorry. I'm trying to be serious and funny at the same time. It's just not working for me tonight. But there's just this whole, it's like they figured out we caught on to what they were talking about and they couldn't have it. That's what it was. The last 3 episodes is they caught on that we caught on. They're like, because like Scott Horton. Well, you can't see it. This guy, Scott Horton, who has written several really good books about war on terror, and he's got another book coming out right now about the Russo-Ukrainian conflict. He's a Star Wars fan, and he's been talking about some of those themes over the last, few seasons of Mandalorian and what's it? And Andor. I can't remember.
Andor, yeah.
Cassian
and Obi-Wan.
Andor and Obi-Wan. And those themes have been there, and it's just like they're like, oh crap, the paleocons and the paleo-libertarians caught on. We got to do something to piss them off, and they did it. They just did it. They got panned so hard, and I think it is. I think that's what's hurting them.
And I noticed they won't go back to Endor in the Star Wars universe because they don't want to do any type of Christopher Columbus taking over the native Indians type of themes. I'm just reading stuff in that I don't really know if it's there or not.
I've never seen that show myself.
So it looks like Juan might have some videos for us. So Skipper, did you before we start videos, Laura, did you have do you have a website? Do you have social media handles that people can find your art at, or?
I do have a page on Facebook. It's called Magoo Gallery, Mr. Magoo.
So
It was a
Skipper, gonna make
nickname that
sure
I
the link
picked
is
up.
in the description of the video for that.
I will put a link to it.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll shoot
And
it over to you, Mike.
do you have like an Instagram or a Etsy or anything where we can see your work? I'm looking now personally for a commissioned piece of
Also,
Princess Leia in her gold bikini.
do you want it to be of her choking you?
That works. You've been replaced, Skipper. I have a new co-host.
But I'll send Mike the link for my Facebook page and the Instagram page.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put those in the YouTube
Awesome.
description.
No, get that. You don't have like a Twitter or
Thank you.
anything?
No. I think I might have set one up a few years ago.
She's a
But-
normal person, so.
Not on it.
Well, I'm permabanned on Facebook, so I'm
Honestly,
in my other
I couldn't
in my other
figure out
career
Twitter
as
when I
a
first got
in my other career as an independent channel operator. I am way too radical for Facebook. So
I try to keep it PG-13 for the family.
But
No politics.
the one thing I have asked Laura for, and hopefully she'll supply us, she's got a project that she's doing
it's safe
in
for
her
families.
yard, and if she can document it, and we'll put it on the Vet Nation YouTube channel. Laura, tell us very quickly about what you're building.
So I've decided I'm going to make a vegetable garden from scratch. So I planned it all out, made a blueprint, and got the wood, circular saw. Didn't lose any fingers, and I built myself a garden. In the process of putting up the fencing to go around it, and I'm watching YouTube videos to learn how to make a door. And then I'm going to plant my plants. Hopefully, I'll have a beautiful vegetable garden.
So yeah, if you would please document
What-
that as much as possible. We'd love to show some very zen gardening techniques for the veterans.
Oh, then I have to send you a video of my koi pond. That's also my other
You have
project.
I used to help design and sell koi ponds.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love my koi pond. It's my zen place.
Longest
Okay,
living
I'm definitely gonna send
longest
that over to
living
you guys.
freshwater fish ever documented was a koi. It was 135 years old.
Wow. That's amazing. They do live to like,
Oh, they live a long
what, 50,
time.
60 years?
Well, like I just said, 135. So, Gunny, that's 50 plus
Oh.
50 plus another 35.
Yeah.
Or as my dad used to call goldfish and koi, fancy carp, which is true. Which is true.
That's
No,
what
but
they call them here in Pennsylvania. Fancy carp.
fancy. Yeah, I mean it's not untrue. I mean they are a carp, but they.
With a monocle
Yeah,
and
they're-
a top hat.
And I do have a 3-foot albino catfish.
A 3-foot long albino catfish.
Oh, yes.
Are you sure it's albino, or has it just been left in the sun for too long?
No, it's albino. It's white. But he does have sunburn, which
no,
makes the top of
Jiminy.
him a slight yellowish color. He's got a top hat.
Look at me with my fancy carp.
You see, you're with this guy.
Juan, can you do
every night-
something about that?
Come forward. Come forward more. Forward. Sir, back. Okay, back. Back up. Back up. Back up. I thank you, sir. Okay, stop. No. Okay, stop. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, what's going on? It's a beautiful Air Force day, isn't it? I mean, how can we complain, right? Hey, oh, I'm so sorry. My bad. 1 second. I can't find it. I have no idea where it is. Yeah, I forgot my CAC, but it's all right. I know the colonel here.
And you still
I'm
need.
friends with the base installation commander, so it's all good. Do you want me to call him real quick? And hey, yeah, we're here to see the jets.
Oh no, base is only open during air shows.
Just like as tourists.
Right.
About 40 years ago, actually, I was stationed here. They should still have my name in the record if you look me up. I was here about 46 years ago.
That was a great video.
I've been the dropper
Good job,
and
Wally.
the guy who can't find it. I've been those two.
That was just you yesterday. Coming onto base in the morning and coming back from lunch.
Oh, I've also been
just
the
wanted to
guy
let
who
you-
spills the coffee in his own lap at the gate.
Just wanted to let you guys know
I was
that
the happy one.
I don't know how long this started to break, but the Sixth Circuit Court has struck down the bump stock ban.
Oh. I'm going to go out and buy one today.
Okay. Boom.
Ladies and
Bump it
gentlemen,
up.
it's always the quiet one.
I've got a list of people.
Ooh.
Who want to buy bump stocks? There you go. That's what he was saying.
That kind of.
Juan, do you have something else for us to?
Nope, nothing else. What are you plugging?
If you haven't gone over to my channel, Minnesota Black Robe Regiment, you should head over there and check it out. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Yeah, today is my 3-year anniversary, and I make a lot of jokes about what I've been through over the last 3 years. But in all honesty, I'm thankful to Juan. I'm thankful to Mike. I'm thankful to the folks over at NRN. Thanks, Juan. You lay down a lot when you decide to speak out on things, and we see that happening across the United States today. A lot of people have sacrificed, and they're still sacrificing. And that's one of the reasons why the numbers are down in the military. The military has made it really clear that they don't want anybody who thinks for themselves, and they don't want anybody who is independent and is able to question and say, look, is this the right thing for us to be doing? And, I have several Marine friends that were booted for refusing the jab. And that's why I started what I started 3 years ago today. And it's what led me to my friendship with Mike and my friendship with Juan. It's not been easy, but it's been, I want to say it's been worth it. I don't know if it's done anything for anybody else. I don't know what kind of impact I've had, if I've had any, honestly. But I'm not stopping. When you threaten somebody with taking everything, thanks, Mike Chimneys. When you threaten to take everything away from somebody, you give them nothing else but to fight. And I would hope that, if anything, the audience here at Veteran Nation and Red America Media and NRN, if nothing else, learn from those of us that have gone before you, not just people that have served in the military, but those that have gone before you and that have spoken out. Speak out now while you can, before you can't, because that's what they're gunning for. They're gunning to take away our ability to speak. And that's why I did what I did. And that's why I do what I do on Veteran Nation, because, somebody has to be the brains of the operation between me and Skipper. So just bring him in. Let everybody see him the way he is. There you go.
And I would like to thank TC for bringing a little bit of class to the show. We are obviously all now a little bit more classy because of him having been here and for doing what he's been doing for the last 3 years. We will continue fighting corruption in our government.
That's right.
And we will not stop. And if you see anything and want us to report on something, veterannation@protonmail.com. You can also come to our group on Facebook, Veteran Nation. And we are a nonprofit now. We are doing a veteran cruise later on this year. I'll have a flyer hopefully by the next show So for those who are interested in coming on that, looks like we're going to be doing it Veterans Day starting
And,
off.
and by we, he means he's going to be having a cruise with all of you. That's what he means.
I will be.
No TC.
TC ain't got no money. That's
We need
for
corporate
no cruise.
sponsorship for TC. So, but maybe that's what we'll do. A GoFundMe. Send TC on the cruise. We'll get that going. Uh, but yeah, absolutely go to veterannationfoundation.com, buy some of our T-shirts, our sweatshirts,
That's
or you
right.
can leave a donation. Uh, that'll be one of the first things we'll be trying to discount that for the veterans who wish to go. Supporters and family members can absolutely go. Unfortunately, you got to pay high price unless we get some big time corporate sponsorship. But yeah, that's the big things what we have going, and that where you can support us.
We, we might even have some comedians.
Yes, yes, some good ones too.
Actual
got a Dilbert
comedians,
sitting
not
right
Skipper.
next to
Not
TC.
Skipper. Actual comedians. Actual comedians.
Very true.
Ooh.
And yeah, looks to be a very good deal. But absolutely come support us in any way you can. And or special thank you to Laura for joining us again. Love
Yes,
having
Laura.
you on the show. And I really hope we can do more with Laura, both on the show and on the channel. And for those of you who joined us, thank you for being worth serving.